Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? My name is Robin Shaw, and I am an English teacher, and I teach by live stream almost every night. The schedule has changed. If you look over here, as you guys know, I'm not going to teach Tuesdays anymore. Tuesday is given to Esther. So she's starting at a little different time, but she'll be managing Tuesdays. Well, I'll be helping her. She's on video. I'll be managing the chat room. Anyway, so be sure to watch tomorrow for Esther. Okay. Yeah, Samara, I started. All right, I'm just gonna. Today is the Q&A. So as you know, the topic introduction. This is the introduction. We're gonna get into the topic. What the topic is just English Q&A tonight, and then I don't even need to show that because it's just all Q&A. Before I start, I'm going to check the chat room, see who's here. Here, SN came at 8:30 my time. That was about 2 hours ago. And Diallo, you guys still here? Ziad, you guys came very early. Layla, Arash. Arash says hi to Layla, but not me. Atika Tikar. Yeah, Samara, UK, Android. Grace. Moonaim, Kamal, Jihan, Abdul Muntalib, Lewis is here. Hello, guys. Fenny is here. Ms. Priel is here. All right. You guys should be writing your questions. Any question. I know the answer to every question in the universe. So you can ask anything. English question, life question, anything you want. Grace asks, are you recruiting new teachers for live stream? Yes. You already have one teacher, Esther. How many teachers do you need to hire more? I want to hire 20 more teachers. I want 7 or 8 teachers for Learn English Live. I want a couple teachers for Learn German Live. I want Learn Korean Live. I want this type of format to succeed, so I can create many channels with many teachers. But it starts with me. Yeah. I have a big vision, but of course, this type of video is maybe not good for YouTube because everyone is used to free on YouTube. But for this to survive, it needs more help from students. Okay, Florin, hello. Hannah, hello. Carrie Page. Oh, she's asking, what's your most favorite English quote? I don't know, Carrie. I would have to think about that one. I don't really quote people. So, I don't know. I'm sorry, Carrie. I don't know. What's your most favorite English quote, Carrie? Lewis, how to know when to use me how to use for me or to me? Well, that's not an easy question, Lewis, because we need to look at example sentences. And there's many ways you can use for me and to me. He has a gift for me. He gave a gift to me. All right, so in these two sentences, he has a gift for me. He's going to give it to me. And he has a gift. He gave a gift to me. So if you're using have or has, it's usually for. If you're using the verb, another verb, gave to. But I would have to see some other example sentences. Sorry, Lewis. I would have to see example sentences for that. So get some example sentences and come back. Yeah, I'm not really answering many questions tonight. Everyone's question. I don't know. Why are you asking me? Grace, yeah, I want you for Learn Korean Live starting tomorrow, Grace. Starting tomorrow, Grace, I want you teaching on Learn Korean Live. Izaim Ahmed, hi teacher. Yeah, Learn Spanish Live. I wish I could have that too. I believe in the live teacher concept. I think it's live teachers a lot better than just watching videos, because you can interact and you can ask questions to the teacher directly. And of course, the teachers there's better teachers than me. I usually say, I don't know, but other teachers have quick answers. You are a motor, Robin. Thank you, Hannah, I think. Layla, I don't like cooking food. I don't like to cook food. And they're both correct. UK Android. How many languages do you know? Why don't you gain or fat? Do you do sports? Please correct and answer my questions. How many languages do you know? That's okay. Why don't you gain weight? I'm not sure what you're trying to ask. Why don't you gain weight? Do you do sports? Okay, do you play sports? We usually use play for sports. Okay. Hamza Mujin, hello, I'm doing fine. Oh, okay, UK Android has why don't you gain weight or fat? That's correct. Why don't you gain weight? We don't say why don't you get fat? We don't say that. Why don't you gain fat? No. Why don't you gain weight? Hello, Chinese name I don't remember. I recommend you to change your name to an English name so it would be easier for everyone to know who you are, including me. Because as of right now, I got 1,189 subscribers. If you guys expect me to remember all of your names written in a different language, not going to happen. So yeah, the stress of the job has unhinged many workers. Okay, thank you for your example sentence, Ziad. I don't have to think very much. What does unhinged mean? Okay, so you should create your question. I'm going to fix your question first. All right, and the meaning of unhinged, that's like an idiom. I'm gonna get the dictionary to help me. About 90% of the time when I go to the dictionary, it doesn't help me, and yeah, it's not gonna help me now. Sometimes the dictionary explanation is too difficult. So I gotta really try to make things simple. All right, unhinged would mean causing the workers some mental problem. Maybe the stress of the job causes them mental issues. It's too stressful, so they become a little bit crazy. Not totally crazy. You can be totally crazy, but something wrong mentally. That's usually what unhinged mean. It can mean, oh, thank you, new subscriber. Whenever I say thank you, new subscriber, usually 2 people unsubscribe. Oh, we can hit 1,200 tonight. I'm not going to end the live stream unless I hit 1,200. So we might be here 12 hours. Florin, do you understand break a neck? Well, break a neck is not an idiom. Break a leg is an idiom. We can only use break a leg, which means good luck. We cannot say break a neck for good luck. Break a leg. All right, let's see. Okay, Lewis has some example sentences. This is difficult for me. This is difficult. Okay, he said difficult to me, difficult for me. Let me quickly check a rule on that. I don't remember the specific rules. I have taught that before. That's not helping. Well, I'm gonna make not a rule, but a guide, maybe. And it's not gonna be perfect. Because I can't think of every situation. This is difficult for me. It's difficult to me. Okay. I got it's difficult to me, but the for me, I'm trying to. Sorry, guys, you're just staring at me while I think of these deep English questions, and everyone's waiting with their other questions. But this is important. Lewis's question is important, guys. There's too many different ways to use I can't answer your question now, Lewis. Everyone was waiting. Sorry. That's just because I think I got a kind of rule, but then I think of another example that doesn't match that rule. The internet is not helping me. Let's see. Let me just do a quick check. I know I'm spending too long on this one, but it is important. Yeah. You got me, Lewis. You got me. I don't have it. I don't have the quick answer for that one. I checked on the internet. Some people say it doesn't matter, but I have a suspicion it does matter. The for me is going to be some sort of benefit. It could be a negative, some sort of benefit, usually a benefit, but you're using difficult, so that's kind of not a benefit, but the opposite. But something for me is going to affect me. The difficult to me is usually an opinion. So I don't want to exactly break it up. To me is an opinion and for me is a benefit, but that is a good starting place. But this is difficult to me, this is difficult for me. That would basically mean the same thing to most native speakers. So sorry, Lewis, that's all I have to say about that. Good question. I'm sorry I can't really help you. I would need to study that. Carrie Page, do you have any plans to hire male teachers for live stream? I want to see handsome, talented male teacher. Carrie Page, the answer is no, because I do not want any competition. If I got a handsome male teacher, everyone would stop watching me. So my plan, of course, when this hits 2000, I'll shave and I'll pretend I'm a new teacher. Hello, everyone. My name is Michael. Which language Esther teach? English. Grace, what is the difference between he is obsessed learning languages? Okay, you should use obsessed with and preoccupied with. Both of those are going to use with. And obsessed, of course, is negative. Obsessed is always negative. Preoccupied doesn't necessarily mean negative. It could mean negative, but obsessed has more negative feeling about that. Preoccupied just kind of means a little bit busy with that. If you're preoccupied, you're a little bit busy. Obsessed means you're crazy about something. So the power of those words are very different. And Florin, if I was to describe Florin, I would say he's obsessed with learning languages. Lewis, so yeah, there are 21 fugitives who will benefit all Republicans. Fugitive and Republicans, what do these mean? I don't think you got the word fugitive correctly. And Republicans, that's a political party. I don't know where you got that sentence. That's a very awkward sentence. So my advice to you, Ziad, is you go look fugitive. Give me an example sentence. Republicans is the American political party. All right. Sorry, I'll speed up here, guys. I know you guys are waiting. Please do not leave until I answer your question, because I will answer your question. Oh, wow, you guys have... I've trained you so well. There's only about 20 people here, but you guys have asked so many questions. You're just so comfortable asking questions. I'm from Canada. My name is not an English name, but it's in English characters. So if you see Kim Byung-woo, he's there. He's not participating. He's just saying hello. But it would be nice if Kim Byung-woo, the Korean name, wrote his name in English so everyone could understand or know who he is. Florin, there's no problem with your name. I can only read English characters, Roman characters. Mine is easy. My name, Luis Gonzalez Salamanca. Hello, teacher. Oh my God, I'm 11 minutes behind. Sorry, guys. Teacher, Robin, please, if someone could read but cannot spell a word by themselves, what can that person do to improve that weakness? Spelling takes, yeah, you got to practice. You got to have tests, spelling tests. Depends. You know, these days everyone's spelling is getting worse because we become dependent and reliant on devices to correct our spelling for us. So I'm not sure how important the spelling is to that person. Because it's very strange. You can read but not spell. I'm not sure what to say, Diallo. Florin, I found this idiom. She isn't the sharpest tool in the toolbox. She isn't the sharpest tool in the toolbox. That would mean someone's a little stupid. I don't speak any other languages. Munaim Kamal. Layla, is there any difference between sob and moan? Sob is crying. Moan is kind of a sound. Oh. That's a moan. Ugh, that's a moan. But a sob. UK Android, how many non-native speakers dream in English? I don't know. I don't speak another language. Florin. She is not the brightest light on the Christmas tree. Yeah, that makes sense. That sounds like a similar idiom. Hamid, yes, do you know IELTS exams? Yep, I taught a couple videos IELTS. Grace, doing lots of assignments made me unhinged, but I eventually had finished all of them. I feel free now. Is it correct? Yep. But, you know, unhinged is a very powerful word. You don't really use it as a joke. Like, oh, doing lots of assignments made me crazy. We use crazy often just as an exaggeration, as a joke. You didn't really go crazy. But unhinged, usually we don't use that as joking. So unhinged would mean you went crazy. Really crazy. So be careful using unhinged because that is more of a fact, not really a joke. Louis, what is your favorite song? Oh, I'm a fan of Lady Gaga. So I like Lady Gaga songs. So yeah, despite all the hype, I thought the book was pretty boring. What does hype mean? Oh, hype. Hype means like I have Esther joining on the live stream tomorrow. So hype is I'm trying to get people excited. Look, Esther's coming. So I'm creating excitement. That is hype. So in your sentence, despite all the hype, so despite, similar to even though, there was a lot of hype, excitement about the book wasn't really that good. But my hype about Esther, of course, Esther's going to be great. Yeah. Male teachers. Yeah, I'll get some male teachers. UK Android. What are surname, middle name, first name, and last name? Okay, so names are always important. So I'm going to take a minute or two. See if I got a black marker. Change the colors. Listen up, everyone. This is very important. First name, also called given name. We can call it a first name. We can call it a given name. It's called a given name because somebody gives it to us. In this case, Robin was given by my older brother. This is the middle name. Middle name is usually an honorary name. So James is the name of my uncle. So my mother gave me the middle name James to honor my uncle. So it's an honorary name. But when we're speaking or when we're writing our names or you're calling my name, James is kind of a hidden name. It's kind of a personal name. So you guys should never say, hello, Robin James Shaw. You should say, hello, Robin Shaw. But you don't say James. That's just kind of a private name. And all foreigners have a middle name. And Shaw, of course, is a last name. It's also the family name. Because everyone in your family has the same last name. And it's also called the surname. So it has three names here. It's your last name, it's your family name, it's your surname. Now all of this is my full name. So if someone asks me what's your full name, I might say Robin James Shaw. What's your middle name? James. What's your last name? Shaw. What's your first name? Robin. So this is Western names. All right, I got to carry on. If you have any more questions, just let me know. I'm very far behind. What is the difference between nothing behind it and nothing to back it up? That's the same, Florin. That's the same. Ziad, the girl was crying and clearly in distress. The second was the girl causes a great distress. What does distress mean? Okay, so Ziad, the first one, clearly in distress, she's upset. She's very upset. The second one, the girl caused a great distress. She caused other people to be upset. Or she caused other people to be very stressed. Samara, yesterday they were discussing about the difference between he's as, he has, and he's as, he is. The sentence was, he's a teacher, he's a student. So how can they distinguish between them? The sounds, he has an H sound. That H is not silent. He has, he's as, he's as, he has. He's as, he is. He's a teacher, he's a student. Florin, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Oh, Florin, you like idioms tonight. There's more than one way to do something. That's all it means. It's very simple. There's more than one way to do. There's more than one way to solve a problem. Cat is... Ziad, I'll never stop watching you ever. Thank you. All right. I'm catching up. Getting faster. Sorry if I'm going through some of your questions too fast. Just ask them again. UK Android, you're handsome with the beard, believe me. Well, in Korea, Korean people do not like beards. Carrie, do you like beards? Grace, do you like beards? Who else do we have? Byung-woo, if you're still here, do you like beards? My beard? Florin, how many languages do you plan to teach? I could only teach English, but I hope I can manage other people to teach other languages. Yeah, I can read Hangul, Korean language. Thank you, Layla. Thank you, Grace. You guys are supporting me. How nice of you. Sulis Muslima. How can I change my accent to be a native speaker? Well, Sulis, I don't believe that any student in the world should try to get American or British accent. To me, that is a very useless and wasteful use of your time. Unless you plan to live in America or the UK, you do not need the accent of a native speaker. So all you have to be, your goal, if you is to be fluent, and if you're fluent in your language, your accent, if you're fluent, you can still have an Indonesian accent. There's nothing wrong with an Indonesian accent speaking English, not Korean, speaking English. So if someone tells you you need an American accent or a British accent, they're wrong. That is silly. That's silly thinking. Florin, why are so many languages in the world if only one language is enough? Well, Florin, languages are always changing. So even English, from British English to America is very far, and those English, the way they speak English in those two places changed. In Australia, changed. Languages is always changing. If we go 1,000 years in the future, English will sound very different. Every language will sound very different. Lewis likes Lady Gaga too. Hamid, how to get 7.5 in IELTS exam? Do you have any suggestion for me? For me? To me? Please correct if I have anything wrong. Hamid, I don't know your situation, Hamid. I need to know more about your current level and how much time you have to study, things like that, before I could give advice. Florin, does Esther teach English grammar? She will teach English grammar, but tomorrow she is just going to do her first lesson is just kind of English Q&A. Next week she'll start the grammar. It's her first live stream alone tomorrow, so she's got to practice she's got to practice a little bit to get better. I've probably done about 40 live streams, and I'm still learning how to interact with students. It's not an easy thing to do, Florin. Yeah, Fanny, I'm a Lady Gaga fan. Okay, I'm catching up on the time. Grace, tolerate, put up with, bear, I can't tolerate. Those are all synonyms. They're all the same thing. I cannot tolerate. I cannot put up with. I cannot bear. Bad guys' behavior during live stream. Well, Grace, you don't see the bad guys. I see the bad guys. There's only been 2 bad guys today. You don't see their comments because YouTube flags bad comments. Tolerate, put up, and bear are all the same. I can't tolerate, I can't put up with, I can't bear. Those are the same. Yeah, Byung-woo, he knows the names. So Byung-woo, on the test, you should be perfect about the names. Lewis, what's the meaning of the last name Shah? I don't know the meaning of the last name Shah. I don't know the meaning. I can make up a meaning. Shah means wonderful, amazing person. Layla, if I want to get to speak in English with foreigners, then just make it happen. I made a sentence by following the way that you posted on Instagram. Is this sentence correct? If I want to get to speak eating... I'm going to fix it up a little bit. I want to... If I want to get... If I want to... I would cut out the get to. If I want to speak in English with foreigners, I should make it happen. Something like that would be a better sentence. Or I suggest a new sentence. It's up to me to make it happen. That means it's your responsibility. How many years did you teach or do you teach? I've taught 20 years. Louis, I like beards. UK Android. Beards. Hello, Robin, or hello, Robin Shaw, or hello, Mr. Shaw. All of these correct? Those are all correct. Grace, at first I didn't like it when I saw you in the live stream, but when I saw you live, not live stream, it was great. So you can keep it up if you like. Are you talking about the beard? Inyu. You're back to your Korean name. Oh, Korean. O-N-U. You read that. Hannah, I like beard, but I don't have it. Well, Hannah, you are a female. I don't think females should have beards. Ziad, what's the difference between I'm and I am? Nothing. I'm is a contraction of I am. They're exactly the same. Layla, I have one brother. Munaim, who can speak Arabic language can speak any language. Well, please don't speak Arabic in my chat room. Subtitle Movie Clips. Hey, Robin, I want to tell you that your tests are enjoyable. Are you planning on making more? You just gave me an idea. Maybe I could do... Tuesday, I could do like a test day. I'm just thinking now, maybe just call it English test day. I'm going to make a note. I'm always thinking of new shows for either me to do or another teacher to do, and maybe like an English test day. So thanks for the idea. More likes, please. Oh, I have a new little toy. Lord Robin, I'm getting better at listening English using Bigo Live app, though I need to be careful to get best of both worlds. Well, be careful with that app. Ziad, he has a good student. He is a good student, and he's a good student. He's a good student. So he's here, came 2 times, and has is ha. Can I know if it is has or is? Well, Ziad, try to make your questions clear. He has a good student, which would mean me. I'm a teacher. He has a good student. I have a good student in my class. He is a good student is talking about a student. That student is good. So those 2 sentences are very different. He's a good student and he's a good student. That's the same. So he's here came 2 times, and has and is. I'm lost in your questions, Ziad. Can you make it clear? Grace, today's new word is retrieve. I lent a book to my friend. We would say lent to my friend. I will just have to retrieve it for doing my homework. UK Android, is it compulsory to use idioms or phrasal verbs in speaking or written parts of IELTS to convince examiners for higher band? Well, UK Android, right away, I would tell any student to stay away from idioms, because idioms are not flexible. All right. So usually idioms, you cannot change the words, and sometimes you can't even change the tense. And the moment a student makes one small error with an idiom, it shows, yeah, you don't know that idiom. So stay away from idioms on an IELTS test. Phrasal verbs, you should, there's common ones you need to use. And certainly that will, if you're using good phrasal verbs, that could convince an examiner, oh, he knows this phrasal verb, that's okay. But for idioms, I would say danger, too much danger, not enough benefit. Yeah, and usually idioms are not used in any sort of formal writing, but if you're speaking, unless you're very high level, I would suggest to my students, be careful with idioms. But phrasal verbs, yep. Lewis, test day. Your beard is cute. Your beards are cute. Which one is correct? Well, there's only one beard, so you have to say your beard is cute. So, Florin, good luck with the app. I still have that app. Yeah, Florin and I are talking about a new app. He mentioned the app in one live stream, Bigo. I'll type it here. Maybe you guys can check it. Bigo Live. So Florin mentioned it one day, and I downloaded it just to check. And yeah, you can talk live with other people and make friends. And it hasn't helped me too much. I haven't found much benefit, but Florin seems to like it. But as I said, most of the people are sexy girls looking for money. So if you stay away from those people, or maybe you like those people, I don't know. But if you're donating money, you shouldn't give it to the sexy girls. You should give it to your English teachers who are working for free. But check out the app if you want to speak live to people from around the world. Florin says the best of both worlds, making friends and improving English. So that's good to hear, Florin. Grace, come to get a cup of coffee. You can go to Saudi to get a cup of coffee from Layla. Busan to get a, oh, that's expensive coffee. Layla, she was thrilled with her boyfriend. Does thrilled mean someone is very happy? Yeah. Very excited, very happy. Something that is thrilling is exciting. The roller coaster is thrilling. I was thrilled to ride the roller coaster. Very excited, very happy. Ziad, what I mean, sometimes he's comes as has, and sometimes as is. Oh, the contraction. You got to use the word contraction. Not the word you're looking for is contraction. He's come. Yep, you're right. Good question. And Ziad, the only solution is you have to just keep listening. Keep listening to native speakers and you will start to get the sense. There's no easy solution to that other than you just keep practicing your listening. Because that's going to happen. And you know, when you're listening, you don't really have time to think about what's being said and the grammar of a sentence, because a native speaker is speaking really fast. So just keep listening. Because that's a speaking. That's not a writing problem. That's not a reading problem. That's only something native speakers doing in speaking. Adi Putrak, do you have any advice for us non-native speakers about how to say a weak form word clearly without slowing our speaking speed? Do you have an example weak form word? And Adi, do you speak? I would ask you, do you speak to native speakers now, and do they have problems understanding some of your words? Why don't you just tell me which words that are problems for you, and I can help you out. Louis, how can I make more native English-speaking friends? It's up to you. You have to find them in your area. There's, as I said many times, there's the Meetup app. Download that app. That'll talk about all the different clubs in your area, including language exchange. Foreigners are going there. Go. Subtitle movie clips. I think you should stop making live streams just for questions, because in every live stream you make, you allow us to ask questions in the last minutes. Maybe English test instead. Well, subtitled movie clips, there's a reason I have these live streams just for questions, because I don't have to prepare anything. Monday and Tuesday I'm very busy. I have no time to prepare some PPT or something. So there's a reason I have. Yeah, I wish I could have a different topic every day and not do English Q&A, but there's a reason I'm doing English Q&A. That's because I have no time to prepare another topic for these days. So sorry, subtitle movie clips, but there's still a lot of questions today. Louis, who's your favorite YouTuber? PewDiePie. Wholesome Gamal, hello. Can I use the past? When can I use the past perfect tense? Do you have an example sentence? If you're going to ask the grammar question, it's up to you to help me out. So, Wholesome Gamal, go get me a couple example sentences. So when you go get the couple example sentences of using past perfect tense, you're also starting to learn when to use past perfect tense. So bring in your sentences and I'll explain the time. Thank you, Layla, and welcome to your... I'll go to your country one day. My beard is cute. All right, so if everyone looks at Diallo's comment, teacher, your beard is cute, particularly when you are smiling. Because of Diallo's comment, I will shave my beard. I don't want to look cute. 3 minutes behind. He's a rabbit. He has a rabbit. Now, Grace, don't even, no. Grace, you're looking for rules of the he is, he has. It doesn't follow a common rule, or it does follow a pattern, but that's not something that can be taught. That's a speech, we call that a speech phenomenon. And it might be different in different regions around the world in English, and it's not something to be taught. And Grace, you shouldn't be wasting time trying to understand it, because you're not gonna, there's no way to teach that, because that's a speaking phenomenon. Grace, have you met some people? Yeah, I've been to many groups with the Meetup app. Whenever I travel, I usually go to groups in different cities. It's the quickest way to make friends wherever you go. Lewis, can reduction of words and contractions become confusing for a native speaker? Usually not. We're native speakers, Lewis, so usually we don't encounter that many problems with the contractions. New name. Who communicate with native speakers can speak English fast? Yeah, if you have to get pretty fast to communicate naturally with native speakers. Layla, is there any difference between plate and dish? Nope. How we use them is going to be different. So we usually don't use plate very often. We usually use the word dish. Like you would say, I wash the dishes. We don't say, I wash the plates. You can say, I wash the plates, but usually we say dishes. So dishes is more common. Dish is more common than plates, but they mean the same thing. This is a dish, this is a plate. And dish can mean bowl, plate, could mean a cup. Plate only means plate. So they're not 100% the same. They're used in different ways, but dish is more common. Subtitle movie clips. Do you really watch PewDiePie? Maybe he's the one who has showed you the idea. Of course. Yeah, Friday is meme review. English meme review. That's because of PewDiePie. He's famous for doing meme reviews, but I'm going to have a different type of angle, or I'm going to look at the English part of meme reviews. I'm going to test it. I don't know if that's going to be a successful lesson. I'll just see what the results are. Hossam, I had explained the lesson to my friends. Oh, you got your example. Thank you. So, Hossam, what's the problem? Why aren't you understanding that? You've already done that task. And you should have more to your sentence. So in my example there, I had walked 2 miles by lunchtime. That's an example from just some website. Yeah, you're talking, I had walked, you completed a task. You completed your task before something else happened. And I'm just going to copy the definition. So in your sentence, I lost it now. I had explained the lessons to my friends. It seems like an incomplete sentence. But native speakers might say that. I had explained the lesson to my friends already, something like that. Oh, Lewis. All right, I got to move on. What's the difference between especially and specially? Jihad, good question. Those are 99% the same. Excuse me. Especially is 1% more powerful. And especially is more formal. If I'm writing an essay, I usually use especially. But they mean the same thing, but especially is a little more powerful. I am taking care of a baby right now. So, Layla, you need to say a baby. Adi. When I'm talking with my friends from Sydney, I think she often misunderstanding with some of the words that I said to her. And I think it's just about my weak form of pronunciation. Addie, if I'm talking to someone from Sydney, if I'm talking on the phone, there's going to be some misunderstanding. So, I don't know how if you're talking face to face, there could still be misunderstanding. I visited Australia and I've talked to Aussies. Sometimes there's misunderstanding because I didn't understand their pronunciation. I didn't understand their slang. So I'm not sure if the problem is a critical problem or just a natural problem. And Adi, I'm going to say that a lot of it just might be a natural problem of understanding the Aussie accent. So Adi, Putrak, how well do you understand me? Maybe your listening is better with an American or British accent than an Aussie accent. And the Aussie listening to you, maybe I could understand you better than the Aussie because of your accent. So I'm not convinced that this is a critical problem, Addy. Lewis, when you meet up with an American, you fastly adapt to the way they pronounce can and can't, and the same when you meet up with a British. Yes. Can and can't, it's regional differences around the world. If you go to America or the UK, you will adjust. Ziad, he asked me if I had having money. No, you can't say that. If I had money for the journey. Cut out the having. But I'm going to fix your question. Is that a correct question? Kiramat, hello, Mr. Robin Shaw. I just attended your lecture. I have been very busy lately, and I missed your lecture for 3 days. Well, Kiramat, you don't have to come here every day. I don't expect anyone to come here every day. I know you guys are going to be sick of me if you got to listen 7 days a week. I'm only 6 days a week now because Esther is going to be tomorrow. We tested the equipment today, and she's all ready to go for tomorrow. Let's turn that off for a while. You guys are tired of that. Addie, but it's usually fixed when I talk slowly to her, so can I assume the problem is the weak form pronunciation, not in my vocabulary? Yeah, It might be your pronunciation problem, Addie. If you're talking slow, I don't know. I don't have the answer to that, Addie. Do you have an example sentence? Grace, did you get lots of writing samples from students? Is it enough to prepare Wednesday writing lessons? How many did you get? The writing samples for Wednesday, I'm just going to check. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 writing samples. That's enough. That's enough. I'm not worried because, I like talking about writing, and even with one sample, it's like I could go very deep to correct, or I could just simply correct. There's different ways to correcting writing samples. Wholesome, Gamal, I am confused between the present perfect tense and the past perfect tense. I mean, what is the difference between I have explained the lesson and I had explained the lesson? Again, with the past perfect, well, you're using present perfect. Are you sure you got your tenses right? Do you mean where's my example above? Where's my example? Well, one moment, please. What's our oh, we're already having an hour. Okay, I'll hurry up, guys. All right away, I'm going to say, I lost the question. Yeah, Grace is answering there. Oh, okay. So I posted my response after your question. Yeah, when you're using the had, try to have 2 events. Okay. I'm not going to go into detail, and maybe Esther, who is my grammar teacher, she knows how to explain it. She has more experience teaching grammar directly. She will, I would say, check in on Tuesdays because her lessons will deal with probably tenses. Louis, do you feel your accent has changed at least to a bit to adjust to Korean pronunciation? Not at all. Did you start sounding more British without you realizing it when you went to the UK? Not at all. No. I'm still American, Canadian side of accent. Nothing Korean about my accent, nothing British about my accent. Sorry, I got a little delayed because of some bad people. I had to kick them out, so that's why I was searching through here. All right. What's the difference between among and amongst? UK Android, you go get me 2 sentences. One sentence with among, one sentence with amongst. When you're getting these sentences, you're already starting to learn. When you put these sentences here and you still don't understand, I will explain them. Layla, in many times I compare myself by others in improving English, but I soon remember that it must, I compare myself by myself before 1 year or a few months ago. What do you think? Yeah, Layla, you never compare yourself to others. Everyone in this chat room, you are at different stages of learning. And Layla, you're at a very high stage of learning. Some people here are at lower stages, and some people are at higher stages than you, Layla. They all have different experiences. They come from different countries. There's the comparing is not there is no proper comparison. UK Android, how to say often or often? That T, it depends. It's a regional difference. So some regions of the world, they will say often, and some regions of the world, they'll say often without the T. Both ways are okay. Ahmed, Wazir, hello, hello. Grace, I attend every day. Why I didn't get sick of seeing you? Now, Grace, I was thinking this today. 1 year from now, so if we go in the future to March 25th, 2020, is Grace still in this chat room? Kiermat, how can I improve my listening skills? When I watch any English movie, I can pick... All right, Kiermat, get shorter listening. Nobody is going to improve their listening skills by watching a 2-hour movie. Well, you can improve your listening skills, but that's not a good way to improve your listening skills because it's too overwhelming. Start with shorter videos, like a 2-minute YouTube video, and focus on that. Trying to conquer a movie, no. Start with smaller stuff, like a news article. Voice of America, they have the new news article with the listening. I'll put the link here. This is a really good place for practice listening. Start there with smaller material, not the big, too big. UK Android, Esther might have more fans than you. I hope so. I hope Esther has more fans than me. Because if Esther has more fans than me, great. She can teach 6 days a week. But if Esther has to teach more, we need support from you guys. Thank you, Layla. She will never tire forever. Will Layla be here March 25th, 2020? I wrote a letter. I have written a letter. Okay, so Kiramat, both of those are generally the same. That's going to... that's like you got mail, you've got mail. It's going to mean the same thing. So... grammatically, there's differences, but in our speaking, it's going to mean the same thing. Esther may have more fans, or Esther might have more. That's the same thing. And Esther can have more fans. That means it's possible. The first two sentences, may and might, is the same thing. Can means it is possible. And could. Yeah, this is all the same. UK Android. What are you talking about? You know your modals there are all the same. Wazir, I think the teacher is sleepy. Well, it's getting late. It's 11:41 p.m. Lewis, which is more important in your opinion? Building your comprehension of what people mean, skill, or good pronunciation? Comprehension. Bless his cotton socks. Kiramat, should we try to speak English fast or slow when we are learning English? Well, Kiramat, in your own language, are you fast or slow? Wazir, yes, Esther is live tomorrow. She will be live. Sorry, some bad guy. All right, UK Android, thank you for bringing some sentences. I am amongst the best students of Mr. Robin. You can't say Mr. Robin. You can only say Robin or Mr. Shaw. I am among the troublemakers in chat. Well, for among and amongst, they mean the same thing. Okay, there's no difference between among and amongst. And I think among was first, and amongst is a newer word, but they mean the same thing. So I generally don't use amongst, and I think most of the time we just say among. But there are some types of sentences we would use amongst. Let me see if I can find. Check. I can't find it quick, so. So they mean the same thing, but I'm going to push you to just use among. Amongst can sound awkward sometimes, but among never sounds awkward. Hossam, I prepare myself for the IELTS test, so please, I want to ask, what accent should I practice? Is it American accent or British accent? Hossam, when you're studying for TOEFL or IELTS, you have to study with multiple accents. You have to listen to all accents, British, American. That will improve your listening skill. Sometimes when you're in listening, they have two people with different accents. So you got to be prepared with every accent, Hossam. British, American, Australian, listen to them all. Lewis, what's the place with the best climate you have ever been to? I think Hawaii. Lewis, what's the best English dictionary there is? I use Oxford and Cambridge. Ziad, won't you be here tomorrow? No, tomorrow is Esther's day. You can see on the schedule. I do not have a Tuesday listed there. Esther will come on Tuesday. Next week, I might be back Tuesday before Esther, but I didn't want to be on tomorrow because that will be, I gotta help promote Esther, and when Esther does her live stream, I am there in the chat room. Grace, 2:30 a.m. is not Tuesday in here, so I have to do 2 Wednesday live streams. You don't have to watch Grace. That's late. Young Hyuk. Hello, Professor. Well, that's not participation. Hello, Young Hyuk. All right. I'm getting sleepy, so let's finish this up in the next few minutes. If you got any last questions or comments, get them in now. Let's turn that off. Does this mean I'm on to you mean that I'm very interested in it? No, I'm on to you would mean I'm watching you. I'm watching you carefully. I know you're doing something wrong, so I'm watching you. You wouldn't say I'm on to watching Robin's live stream. No, that's not on. I'm on to you is it means that I think you're doing something wrong, and I'm watching you. I know you're doing something wrong, so I'm watching you. That means I'm on to you. Louis, what's the difference between watch, see, and look? I get that question almost every day. I think I'm going to do I think I'll get Esther to do that class next week. Because usually I can't explain that in 2 minutes. It takes a little more time. So there'll be a class coming about watch, see, and look. Sorry, Lewis, I'm not going to go into that right now because I want to finish this up, and that's going to take a long time. All right, thank you, guys. I'll finish up now. See you tomorrow. Sorry, Grace, I'm going to finish it up. I'm getting sleepy. Ask that to Esther tomorrow. All right, bye, guys. Good night.